Welcome everyone. Maté talk, baby. Yes, good fun. I smell divine. I know I try to not say that at the start, but I really smell so impressive today. It's all about the boys. Sorry, ladies. I'll give you the precursor about what's going on, but it's all about the boys. So many good fragrances. Announcements. Firstly, at the end of this, you can win this beautiful Oudh Nur. Boom, nailed it. Mohammed, I got there. I'll tell you more about that. There's also the Ormonde Jayne Discovery series coming up, so I'll tell you more about that. The Melbourne Meet Up, or the masterclass with all things ETAT LIBRE de Orange, which is happening actually today. So today's the last. I think there's like 1 or 2 seats left. So then, if you're interested, you can still participate, but you gotta be quick. And because it's happening today. And the last thing is a member spin. So we'll do the spin the wheel and someone's gonna win, or 2 people are gonna win something special. Okay, so now as a bit of a quick recap. About 2 weeks ago, I had Alec Baldwin reach out to me. It was a little bit unusual and surreal at the time. For those who may have missed that conversation, here's the episode that you get more of a breakdown. You see my disbelief and my cockiness when I said, I was like, yeah, Alec Baldwin contacted me. But yeah, for real, he did. Here's the video. Actually,
hey, let's just watch this for a second. Quell any of your concerns. I'm here with my kids right now. Say hi. Hello to Marcelo. Say hi, Marcelo. Yeah, I'm here with my kids. Gonna put them to bed soon. And yes, it's me, it's Alec. And I'll be in touch. I look forward to hearing from you. Okay, ciao.
It's crazy, right? And I actually said to Alec, you got to send me a video. No one's going to believe that this actually happened. So he was gracious enough to do that. I mentioned to him that I'm going to do a lineup. So last week, boom, I did a lineup on the fragrances of movies that I love. So it's a part review. So if you haven't seen these movies yet, these are the ones I absolutely love with him in it. He's been in many others, but these ones here, if you're new to Alec Baldwin, check these out. And what is he wearing? So I love doing these sort of matching, looking at the character and what is that person actually wearing. I got super cheeky. I mean, I figured I got this far, let's see if I can push the envelope one more. And I said to Alec, how about you send me a video of your lineup that you have? So let me present to you Mr. Alec Baldwin again.
Hey everybody, it's a sunny but windy day here on Long Island, and I'm here with my kids for the summer. But I wanted to take a break to send a message to my friend Marcelo, the niche fragrance collector, who I follow online. And here are my fragrances, summer, winter, and year-round. Summer, Dunhill. Old school Brooks Brothers. Agua de Baleares, Ibiza. Love that. Winter. Paltedieri, which I got in Spain. Killian, Straight to Heaven. And my classic I've worn my whole life pretty much, ROJA. ROJA in the winter. And then the year-rounders, the Legacies, Bulgari. And my new favorite, the one I'm obsessed with, is KAJAL Torino 24. So, those are my fragrances.
So there you have it. I called it earlier. I did say that Alec and his characters are very manly men. They like aromatic and woody fragrances, barbershop style, with the little twist coming through with Torino 24 and that woody amber that's there, the introduction of florals, that fruit note. So I like that Alec is now, going in a different direction. I did say to him one more thing. I said, if you love Torino 24, because he asked me, the question that he reached out was in regards to Torino 24. And I said, look, if you like Torino 24, I'd love to put forward some other suggestions to you. And see what he says, because it would be cool. These are the fragrances that I recommended to Alec Baldwin, and then, yeah, anyway. Let's see how long we can stretch this baby out. Anyway, all right, so today what I wanted to do was really focus on the boys and fragrances that more barbershop style, the more classic masculine fragrances. Also, this weekend we released 2 episodes, one for the ladies, so 10 fragrances that both Kevin and I love on our particular wives. And wives, I love that, because how else do you say it? But I'm only married to one woman, you know, so, but you say wives, so anyway. And then the 10 in 10 when it comes to fragrances for boys, and that episode has really popped. Everybody's really gotten behind that, super excited. There's some great recommendations coming through from everybody else. Now, that episode there, I had to cull, we could have done 20 fragrances, to be honest. So today is the fragrances that I had to cull, the fragrances that I put forward, and I'm like, oh, I got to get this because Kevin and I wanted to create a bit of a rhythm. If we had this and we didn't want to sort of have something else that was similar to it, you know, we wanted to have a different sort of, different fragrances so that you guys can choose. But today, I'm going to focus on 2, 4, 6, 8 fragrances, boom. 8 fragrances that got culled, but they got culled because I wanted to elaborate. 60 seconds is not a lot of time, I've discovered, to really talk about some of these fragrances and why I would choose them. So today, Maté Talk, I have the luxury of time. All right. First one I want to put forward to you is this gorgeous fragrance here by 8 & Bob called Egypt. This was my early, I felt such a big boy. Now, I came into niche perfumery in 2017. That's when I first discovered that there was a thing called niche perfumery. I thought only designers could actually create fragrances. Not could, but that's who sort of populated the world, which is true, it is. In discovering that there is a whole thing called niche, and all these small batches and a different approach, and now a little bit more adventurous, obviously some blew my brain, and I'll come to one that I'm like, it was just like, actually I'll show you early, so DURO, I'll tell you about that at the end. That just blew my brain. Whereas this one here, I felt grown up in the sense that all of a sudden there were other notes that I hadn't experienced before that were like, you know, what is this witchcraft? What is this voodoo? This is great. The reason why I didn't include it is that because I have to explain that this is more aligned to a new recruit or a semi-pro. I don't recommend you go, so anyone deeper in, it's a great fragrance, it still holds its own, but it's not as complex if you're now in that veteran and onwards sort of a landscape. But if you come in from designers, then I'd recommend to you Egypt. It has a classic barbershop, but the twist is spiciness, and has this, the cardamom, the nutmeg that's in there, creates this unusual feeling to the fragrance. I haven't sprayed, and the reason for it is that it's a monster, similar to some designer fragrances that have big push and big presence. This baby does exactly that. So I was wearing it yesterday. That opening, it gives me, the other thing too, that it reminds me of a lot of a fragrance that my father would have. Every time I spray this, I always think of my dad. And I think it's because it has this wonderful, classic, aromatic, lavender barbershop style on that opening. Super inviting, it just instantly captures your attention. But again, with that touch of that spiciness, the cardamom and nutmeg are in the heart, and it just brings this wonderful twist to the fragrance. It does dry down. It says that it's a leathery fragrance. I don't get that. Maybe when I first experienced it, I was like, whoa, what is this unusual note in the base? For me, it dries down soapy. It dries down very clean. It always remains as a very effervescent, masculine barbershop style fragrance. Big recommendation. Longevity is fantastic. I'm probably getting about 8 hours. Sea agent projection is probably in that moderate, you know, fairly confident. I was wearing it, as I said, I was wearing it yesterday. Sandra smelled it. She's like, oh, it's beautiful. It has a beautiful, clean soapiness to it. It has this beautiful powderiness to it, and it's true, it does. So that spiciness that I mentioned at the start pulls itself backwards. So great fragrance as a if you're brand new to niche, I'd strongly recommend it. And as you can see, when I first got it, I hit this baby hard. You know, I really, really loved and enjoyed wearing it. All right, next one. So here's another one that I wanted to put forward, a creed. The creed that that sort of got knocked out as a result was Bois du Portugal, also an incredible fragrance. Massive, massive recommendation. The reason why it got bumped is I find that I wanted to put forward Viking because it has that unusual clove note, and it's very super aromatic. It's invigorating. It's, you know, you feel a certain level of strength, and also any person, so a young person or even an older person, can enjoy Viking. I find that Bois de Portugal is like a 30+ man now. Not to say that a young man can't wear it. It's just that it's super serious. It has this edge of seriousness about it that I feel, to my opinion, wears well or wears better on an older person. This is one that I love the opening of it. The opening is super inviting. Again, very familiar with these bright citruses and sharp lavender hit that you get, a touch of woodiness that happens or comes through. You can actually the picture that I get is a black and white 1950s photo, someone in a, you know, well dressed, think Casablanca style, even though I think Casablanca's a bit older than that, but that sort of very, you know, everyone, if you're just going to buy the bread, you would put a suit on and put a tie on, make sure you had your hat on, and that's the style of fragrance that it is. It has an edge of seriousness to it. The great thing about it, and how I love wearing it, is that you can dress it up. It can go, you know, you can wear it as a formal sort of fragrance, but you can also dress it down. It's fantastic as a, you know, Saturday afternoon and doing your thing, and Bois de Portugal is there. It dries down, I'll tell you. It dries down this aromatic, it always retains, so it starts off very bright and citrus and just super inviting, and it's literally like sunshine, just as you spray it, sort of bursts out from the bottle. And then when it dries down, it's still in the same place, citrus, aromatic, and woody, but now it's sort of pulled itself back with more of the woody facets coming forward. But it still retains those beautiful aromatic notes from the beginning, but not as strong. The key ones here, okay, yeah, so I wrote here the key sort of notes that I tend to get is the vetiver, so that earthiness and that grassy, that greenness from it, the cedarwood, and then the lavender. These are the three sort of things, and again, these are classic structures for a beautiful barbershop fragrance. That's pretty much it. So the reason why I got bumped is that we wanted to create something that's good for everybody, so whether you're, you know, that I didn't have to go into detail about new recruits and all the rest of it, but 30+, check it out. Bois de Portugal, fantastic fragrance. The next one that I want to put forward to you guys, man, I'm flying through this, baby. This has become my new addiction. I've just fallen in love with this. This is INTENSIVO. And it's a QI, which also is the Chinese for qi. So it's about aligning your qi, aligning your mental, your soul, and just grounding you, making you feel calm. This is another one that has this gorgeous brightness on the opening. It's super inviting. It makes you, even if you're having a gloomy day, one spray of this, it just brightens your life. It really brings sunshine into whatever you're doing. This works fantastic. Today is cold. I sprayed it earlier because I'm testing. No, but because I'm talking about it, and instantly I'm like, oh, this is why I love you. It just brings happiness as a summer fragrance. Just gorgeous and divine. Wears so beautifully. Now the magic is this in this fragrance. And this is why I didn't put it into the lineup, because I got to tell you about the magic. I can't say it's a tea-centric fragrance, because that does not do it justice. It is a tea-centric fragrance, meaning that it uses, and it actually says tea note. And what I get from that is a mixture of a fragrant black tea. It does have citruses on the opening. And so you're getting like an Earl Grey style of note. So this black tea with these citruses. But then I get a slight green bitterness from the green tea. So green tea has a slight bitterness in its scent profile, and in the base there is also yerba mate. So you're getting and then there's also osmanthus. So the Chinese make this osmanthus tea, which is slightly fragrant and very floral when it comes to its scent profile. So tea note, osmanthus, and yerba mate. And all three of these are interplaying with each other. They sort of weave in, weave out, come forward, come back. And it's hard to really just go, oh, it's more bitter green, yerba mate style, or it's actually, no, it's a bit more apricot fruity, osmanthus style floral. Oh no, actually it's a bit more fragrant black tea, citrus, Earl Grey style. It has all these facets. It's super impressive. I want to put it on your radar. This is something that is easily masculine, feminine, no matter what time of year it is, whether it's cold or beautifully summery. This is a gorgeous, happy, soul-aligning fragrance. I wrote here, bing, bum, boom. Here's the other magic. It's equal part light and breezy. It has this lightness to it. You almost feel like as soon as you spray, you elevate your feet off the ground a little bit. It sort of gives you an uplift. But at the same time, it has great presence and projection. So on me, I get 6+ hours. And then when it comes to its presence, I mean, when I'm wearing it, Sandra's very detectable, very discernible of the fragrance. Nelson, my son, loves wearing this too. So it's a fragrance that definitely has presence, but it still retains its light and airiness. It doesn't sort of dry down into a woody or something heavy or anything of that nature. For those who love Oolong Cha, and I have mentioned before, and actually I get told off, all right? So I put Oolong Cha as a citrus fragrance. Boom. I did an episode on this, and I get like people coming out with pitchforks and torches saying, no, it's a tea fragrance. Yes, it is. It does have a tea, but for me, it's more citrus forward, a lot more citrus and fruity in its whole profile. Okay. If you want if you want a tea-centric fragrance, I would recommend to you Key Intensivo. It's a lot more, it leans heavier or more towards those tea notes than it does the citrus or a woodiness or an earthiness or anything of that nature. The osmanthus does an incredible job in providing the fruitiness, but never taking away from the fragrant tea quality of it. Anyway, I can bang on and on and on and on, but this is super impressive, and one that I couldn't include in the 60 seconds because that took like 3 minutes just to tell you about that one fragrance. But massive recommendation. Okay, the next one. The next one's a fun. Yes, the next one's a fun. So Kevin put forward Acqua di Dora in that episode, which is a grapefruit, just vibrant fragrance. I feel like more and more grapefruit seems to be a particular note that it sort of celebrates, a bright, confident man sort of thing. There's a number of fragrances with that grapefruit note. Acqua di Dora is an incredible fragrance, but the ones that I wanted to put forward are these two here. Both use a grapefruit note, but they use it in a different style. The first one that I would put to you is KAJAL III. This is a great, now just so you know, ladies, this one I feel you can wear this too. So if, for those women who love to wear Vibrato by Sospiro, then this baby here will complement it just beautifully. I find that Vibrato, when it dries down, goes a tad bitter. So you have that beautiful sparkling grapefruit, the florals and the heart, blah, blah, blah. But it goes a little bit on that sourness at the end here, at the end there. Here, on the opposite, it remains with this beautiful grapefruit citrus touch, but it has a sugariness to it. This is beautiful, and I think one of the notes, which obviously fabricated, is like a lemon zest soda or something to that effect. So it does have this effervescent, and it's true, it does have like an effervescent sort of bubbliness to it. It's super inviting. On first spray, you're like, whoa, where have you been all my life? It's just super alluring. It just brings you in quickly. It's a fantastic summer fragrance. I am wearing it today, cool weather, not working as well. I don't think it fits this sort of landscape or environment, but in summertime, forget about it. This is gorgeous. The more you sweat, the more it pops, the sugariness, the grapefruitness, the citrus pieces to that is fantastic. Let me just see, I've got it here. Yeah, it's just a happy fragrance. And again, it could be Vibrato's cousin, but this is the nice cousin. I mean, I love Vibrato, don't get me wrong. I think Vibrato is absolutely gorgeous, works fantastic. But here I do find that it's a lot brighter, a lot happier, and it stays in that sort of joyful sort of place. The other thing too, fantastic push. So great presence. I find that it's the CI's projection isn't a very confident moderate. It stays in that place, and also as most KAJALs, it has 8+ hours, has great push and it stays on skin. Even in summertime, you might be sweating, it still holds its own really, really well. Beep, boom, 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 boom. Yep, that's it. Okay, next one. So you have this beautiful, happy, sugary pop, grapefruit style fragrance. Now it's evil cousin or evil sibling or evil friend, actually because they're not siblings, they're friends, is this guy here. And this is ELYSIUM Eau Intense. When I first experienced this, I did not like it. I'm like, what in the world is this? I'm like, it was too green and harsh. I have a hard time with the cannabis note, and I find that it's excessively green and you know, very just, it's scratchy almost to my nose. So when I first experienced this, I detected that grapefruit, you know, very bold and very assertive, but with this very green, just intense note behind it. A friend of mine said, just relax, be cool, just wear it. You're a big boy now. So as a comparison, so I would say if you are a new recruit or even into semi-pro, KAJAL III, amazing, fantastic. If you're now a veteran moving onwards, I would recommend to you the Eau Intense. I do like it. It's actually a fantastic summer fragrance. Where this is summer happiness, this one here is just this confident, now I'm open, my shirt is open, you know, it's a lot more, yeah, just a lot more confident in the way that you present yourself to the world. It has great longevity, fantastic presence when it comes to the fragrance. That greenness does come back, so that it's a rhubarb note. So the rhubarb and that grapefruit that interplay with each other quite aggressively, I find that on that opening. I enjoy it now. I sprayed it just before, and I'll tell you about it on skin. I sprayed it just before, and I'm like, oh, there you are. So it's a little bit intense on that beginning, but it's a great fragrance as it moves through. I did do a breakup of the 3 ELYSIUMs. So one is obviously the ELYSIUM Cologne, then the Perfume, and then the Eau Intense. You can have a look at here. You can see my breakup. So I went into a lot more detail, all 3 fragrances, and then there is a review at the end saying if you are going to this particular event, which one would you use, or how would you use these different fragrances. All 3 are separate, all 3 are different. So if you're thinking to yourself that this is ELYSIUM Cologne, completely just remove that aside. It's a whole new expression and a whole new way when it comes to the fragrance. Even the dry down is way different. Let me just find it. Bing, boom, bing, boom, bing. Where is it? See, that initial sharpness that you got, or that I got at the start with that almost cannabis style opening is gone. It's just not present anymore. Instead, you're getting this, it's not aquatic, but you are getting this sea salt sort of feeling to it, this sort of by the seashore style of fragrance. And it could be that the fact that that grapefruit is still there. There are those citrus notes that are still playing in there. If I'm not mistaken, there are some herbal notes that have really sort of step forward. It's a gorgeous fragrance. It's a really, really impressive, but give it time. So not one that I would blind buy. You can blind buy, not that I recommend it, but you can blind buy ELYSIUM Cologne. It's not a problem, or even the Perfume. This one here, I'd recommend you test and discover it for yourself first. Boom. I did write here though, and it's true, the more you sweat in summer, this is a great summer fragrance, the more you sweat, the more this fragrance presents itself and comes forward. It's actually quite impressive and a big recommendation. Boom. I'm going to stop because I'm going to pop very soon, and I'll finish off with the last 3. Boom. And back. So the next one that I want to put forward is the signature Black Rose, Halfeti Black Rose from ZAHAROFF. Again, the reason why I didn't put it into the 10 and 10, Kevin selected the Royal X, and I thought, you know, kind of have to. But this one here, I really wanted to put it forward because I know that I said at the start of that episode, we don't want any florals in our fragrances. The great thing about the Halfeti Black Rose is the rose note is so pulled back. It's present, but it's not a rose fragrance. So for men who are not comfortable, haven't quite crossed over that particular bridge when it comes to introducing some florals in their fragrance, this is the perfect place to begin. The rose is present, as I said, but not over the top and not sort of overpowering the fragrance. It remains as in that classic signature, or the ZAHAROFF signature category, which is that lavender. It is that barbershop style of fragrance. It does have the aromatic, it does have that woodiness that you want, or that some men want from their colognes, as it would be defined, or their fragrances. This one here, for some reason, wears so well on me. When I'm wearing it, I'm always getting compliments. People are detecting this fragrance. I did wear it. I was filming alongside George ZAHAROFF. He was here in Melbourne, and this is the episode. Check it out. It's actually a lot of fun. I showcase Melbourne and take George, you know, sort of as a bit of a tour guide. I was wearing it for the day. Now, there's a moment in that episode where we're sort of admiring the cityscape of Melbourne, and George says, he goes, "Marcelo, you smell really good." And all that, so the whole episode, everything that you see there's no script. And this is the way I like to roll. I just like to let the moment take me. If you want to, whether it's true or not, ask Daniel from Seldomly Often, the episodes that we created together before we started filming those. Because Daniel is very structured. He has a very sort of rhythm to the way he creates. I am bebop jazz, and I've always said this. I just like, let the moment take you, see what happens. Now, Daniel, before we started filming, he was slightly concerned. He's like, so how is this going to play out? I mean, how do we, I'm like, don't worry about it. You'll see when we get into the flow, we'll start riffing off each other. It'll just happen. It's something that happens. And it's all about chemistry. So if the chemistry is right, the rest takes care of itself. So going back to here, when George says, "Marcelo, you smell really good," he goes, it's popping off you. It's not because it was scripted or now say this. He had no idea I was wearing Black Rose. Obviously, I was going to wear a ZAHAROFF fragrance. It would be funny if I didn't. But the Black Rose works. It works on me. But also, from what I've seen and read, it actually is a great fragrance for other men too. So now, what I love about here is that the Halfeti, he does use a Halfeti Black Rose in the fragrance, and it gives it a very subtle woody rose touch to it, and that's the beauty of it. That it never goes into that classic rose, you know, that floral that floral note that you're familiar with, you know, kind of, you know, a little bit on the female leaning side. No, it actually stays in that very aromatic, woody, but the rose is very present. Boom, gorgeous fragrance, really, really impressive. And again, boys who are not comfortable with any form of florals in their fragrances, please try this out. This is actually, starts off aromatic, so instantly you're going, oh, this is okay. But when it dries down, and that's where I am right now, that rose note is present. And it just creates a beautiful twist. I've always said, a beautiful rose fragrance or a beautiful floral fragrance on a man with imbalance always works really well for special occasions, a wedding, something like a big business meeting. To have something that's a little bit on a twist works really, really well. So big recommendation, guys. And plus, look at this bottle. I mean, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous bottle. The other thing too, if you want to know more about the Halfeti Black Rose, because sometimes, you know, marketing is so intertwined with a lot of stuff, that you think to yourself, is there really a black rose that's grown in Turkey, you know, in the town of Halfeti? The short answer is yes. And if you watch this episode, George actually shared with Kevin and I the video of him going to Halfeti and showing how the black rose is cultivated and grown and what it looks like, all that sort of stuff. So check out this episode if you want to know more about that. Boom. All right, last two. Now, the reason why I didn't include these last two is because they're way too complicated to explain in 60 seconds. Way, way too complicated. And I needed a little bit more time. So the first one is this, and I mentioned it to you earlier. It's one I'm wearing today. I've been smelling it all along. I mean, as I said, I am covered in perfume, but DURO is constantly presenting itself to me. Only 2 sprays, so I haven't gone crazy with this fragrance. 2 sprays on my chest and also solar plexus and stomach. Now, when I first discovered this, I thought that I was trying to be poisoned. The person selling it to me, I was in Italy, and she recommended, I said, can you give me a nice Italian fragrance? I want to buy something special from Italy. She gave me this, and I thought, this is just pure poison. This is insanity. So I don't recommend anyone above veterans to be a part of this. Absolutely. New recruits, semi-pros, come on in, check it out, and see what you think of it. But I read, so before I started, I read some fragrantic, and people are just like, they're dissing the fragrance. I can understand why, because when I first experienced it, I just thought, this is pure madness. I wrote things like, so I wrote first, my love, all right? So this is my love. I really love wearing this fragrance. And I wrote here, complex, intense, inviting, disgusting, divine. So it has all these different facets to it. Unlike some fragrances, for instance, KAJAL III. KAJAL III is just gorgeous. It's just a sweetheart all the way from start to finish, to dry down, to, you know, sweating. KAJAL III is always pleasant and your best friend. Whereas DURO goes in, comes out, you like it, don't like it. It's a joyous masculine fragrance. When I finally understood it, I can't, sometimes when I don't know what to do, like what am I going to wear today, DURO sort of is just looking at me, and I'm like, yeah, absolutely, you're the one for today. And this happened again today. All these fragrances, it was DURO that just took that center stage for me. When it opens up, it has this wonderful boozy, woody-like scent profile to it. And boozy by the way of like a rich cognac or a deep whiskey or something of that nature. It's super alluring. It has this masculine aromatic edge to it, but done in such a different way, because a lot of the fragrances I've recommended here have the classic sort of herbal or lavender opening, whereas this guy here comes out from a whole different direction. When it dries down, it goes into an unusual place. And I think, because I don't know what the notes are, that there is a patchouliness to it. There's this musty, woody, patchouli. I'm going to say there is a level of oud in here too. There's a slight touch of that. It goes this beautiful, woody, ambery sort of place on its dry down. The other thing that I've read, people say, oh, yeah, I thought this was meant to be a room filler. I don't think it was ever designed that way. And I don't know whether, anyway, it has great presence. So it does have, you know, as I said, I'm covered in fragrances, yet I can smell DURO on me. But it's not a room filler. It's not like, if you want a room filler, the ones that we recommend, so like Rose Incense by Amouage, boom, that baby just goes everywhere. Everybody knows that you're wearing this fragrance, has great presence. Whereas here, it's this confident man. It's just this inner strength more so than this, you know, look how big my muscles are sort of thing. The other thing that I love about it too is that for me, it never goes away. Meaning, well, it does, obviously, it washes off, but I get 24 hours out of this. I wake up in the morning, I can smell DURO on my body. It has this way of blooming. As I heat up, my body moves around. That's why I like spraying on my solar plexus and stomach. As my body heats up, I start doing things, the fragrance emerges, and it does actually bloom. It blooms beautifully. And the other thing that I love about it is that it does have this, it does have this equal parts softness and hardness to it. The name DURO means hard. Recently, I did an episode with Dr. Liam from NOAA, And he mentioned that this fragrance here has an overdose of cashmere. I don't know how he knows this, but that's what he said. I'm going to take it. So here's the episode if you want to validate that particular point. At the end of the day, he is Dr. Lee. I mean, come on. He said that it does have an overdose of cashmere, and cashmere is a very soft, musky, woody-like molecule that is used to accentuate sort of a coziness. So it does have this equal parts soft and hardness about it, this boldness, but at the same time it's approachable. It's actually, you know, you can, it doesn't scare you with its scent profile. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. I recommend it. I love this fragrance. It's one of my early loves. And yeah, and when I finally got it, I can't get enough of it. Now, its bigger brother, a lot bolder, a lot stronger, is VIRIDE. This here, I mentioned in that video, fragrances that make you want to say, soy hombre. This is soy hombre. This is such like a confidence maker. Where this guy here is a man, but now more in an urban landscape. So the person lives in the city and likes big cities and all that sort of stuff. VIRIDE loves nature, loves being in amongst nature, the trees, you know, not afraid to get hands dirty. This guy here does not get his hands dirty. In fact, it moisturizes his hands. Whereas this guy here, he's happy to have soil under the nails. It's a lot more bolder. It's a lot more, it has a lot more presence to it. It opens up already commanding attention, where DURO opens up with this boozy, woody, super inviting. VIRIDE opens up with this strong, herbal. It is aromatic, so there's this aromatic nature to it, but already it's presenting this forest-like landscape to you. For those who might not know, these are made by the same creator, NASOMATTO, Alessandro Gualtieri, the crazy nose himself, created this. This was one of the first one, I think the first one that he created, and when he built his brand NASOMATTO, and then out came ORTO PARISI, and here, with a lot of the other ORTO PARISIs, if you're not familiar, he likes to explore the more animalic side of us as humans. He says that within our crevices lives the soul of us, so in our dark recesses of our bodies. And this is what he's exploring here, the more darker, more animalic and even sensual, you know, sort of nature to us as humans. These two are great as companions. So little brother, big brother, when it comes to the way that they perform in presence and also the command attention. Back to VIRIDE. It does open up with those herbal notes. So I detect these beautiful herbal, you know, super inviting already with a slight undergrowth of green to it. And then when it dries down, it goes into a very mossy, cedar-like fir. I mean, you can see these fir trees with cloud cover. You know, there's rotting vegetation underneath, or leaves underneath. Nothing is repulsive though. So there's nothing about it that you think is doesn't, like the oud. I'm guessing there's oud in here. It doesn't go over the top and become fecal or pungent or anything of that nature. It's always very masculine and inviting, but there's a definite strength to it. When it comes to its sillage and projection, again, another one that now it has more presence. Now you can really detect this fragrance, and it has a lot more confidence. And I also, another 24-hour plus, you wake up in the morning, you'll be smelling VIRIDE on your body, baby. Did I cover everything? Hence why I did not put it into the minute, because I'm like, no. I did see them. Both of these were like calling my name, going, yo, do you want to put me in the lineup? And I'm like, boys, I do, but I'm not going to give you, I'm not going to give it justice to explain how amazing and brilliant these fragrances are. So I knew that today was going to be about the Maté talk. Bada bing, there it is. I would love to hear your thoughts, gentlemen. There's a number of you that put a lot of comments in the episode for the 10 in 10. Love to know what your thoughts are on these ones here. Agree, disagree. Have you experienced the Key Intensivo? It's divine. So that one there. The other ones, ladies, I'm not so sure if it would work so well for you, but Key Intensivo, absolutely. Just honestly, give this baby a try. you'll more than enjoy it. It's a fantastic fragrance. Sandra wears it too, so my wife. Allora, okay, so that's done. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did enjoy it, I'd love you to subscribe. It's always a great support to the channel. If you have any questions for me, feel free to ask them, because I do my best to answer as many points as possible. I'm going to move across now to the announcements that I announced earlier and go straight into it. Let me just keep cracking, baby. So I mentioned that there is a promo going on. Awesome house called Flaner, Aussie brand, based here in Melbourne. Oudh Nur is the fragrance that I'm giving away. It's a 50 ml bottle. This one is a collector's item. It does have, for those who haven't seen it, I'll take it out again. It does have a hand-painted sort of elaboration on the back. I'll send it anywhere around the world. Super easy to enter the competition. All you got to do is make sure that you are a subscriber. I'm looking for this red dot. If you get an email from me or my team saying, hey, great that you joined the competition, but are you a subscriber? We're not seeing this red dot. So all I need to do is just validate that, please. If you are a member, you'll get double entry. So if you become a member of the channel, it costs $4. You can turn it on, turn it off, and you'll get a double entry on the wheel. Have a look at the wheel. The promo is going fantastic. So a lot of people are jumping in, which is great to see. This will go, I will spin the wheel on the 19th. So you've got 2 more weeks, everybody. Super easy. Be a subscriber, single entry, be a member, double entry, and good luck. Next thing I want to share is in relation to the upcoming Jayne Discovery series. Actually, INTENSIVO is part of this collection. So if you were to purchase this Discovery set, you'll also get that along with a whole bunch of others. Wait till you see what's in this collection here. This is the atmospheric, fruity, and floral. If you want to join me, 20th of July, that episode will go live. And it'll be 2 episodes, because that way I'll cover off 7 and 7, which will make it nice and easy. Or is it 6 and 6? Anyway, I'll give you the breakout. If you use the code NFC10, you'll get 10% discount, and you'll see that the postage, actually the people from Jayne are fantastic in the sense that postage is quite reasonable no matter where you are in the world. But yeah, join me on that Discovery series that's coming up shortly. If you've got any questions for me, let me know. I'm more than happy to assist. The meetup that's happening today, which is on Thursday, the 4th of July, is at the NOAH showroom. If there's any seats left, I'm hoping there isn't actually. I'm hoping it's sold out. But if there is, jump on. I'll put the link below so you can jump on that. And guess what I got? Boop, boop, boop. So I was testing this. This is The Ghost in the Shell. It's linked to in my opinion, it's linked to the movie, The Ghost in the Shell. Actually, I watched it again the other day, smelling this alongside me, and baby, yeah, absolutely, this is an incredible fragrance. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. Join us if you haven't, if you'd like to join us with the NOAH Masterclass. That's happening today. So that would be great to have you there. And that's it. Now, let's spin, baby. And back. All right, so the member spin, what's this about? If you become a member of the channel, you get a number of benefits. One of them, as I mentioned, for the Flaner, you'll get double entry on that wheel for that promo coming up. As a member, you also get access to the NFC Discord, incredible conversation happening, a number of perfume lovers from around the world, all jumping in, sharing their love for all things niche perfumery. And then the third benefit, the last benefit, obviously, is the fact that you support the channel. It's a great support to us, and we thank you for that. Arigato. And the other benefit is that I spin the wheel every month, and 2 people can win something. Let's begin. The wheel is spinning. Let's turn the audio on. The idea is that whoever it lands on, you let me know what you like. I'll send you a little bit of a parcel with a number of different fragrances, stuff that you might know and stuff that you might not know. Good luck. Boom. Timothy, congrats to you. Reach out to me, DM me, and I will talk. Then you tell me what fragrances that you enjoy, and I'll organize something and send it across to you. Good luck on the next person. I do love that every month we have different winners, although sometimes it's doubled up. Good luck. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Nate, my man. I won't say the name you want me to call you that one time on DM. But anyway, congratulations to you, Nate, and also Timothy. Well done, guys. Send me a message via DM. Tell me what you like, and I'll put something together. I'll send it out this coming week over to you guys. Thanks, everyone. Look forward to your comments on these incredible fragrances that I've put forward, and we'll see you guys all in the next episode.